Right now, as you're listening to this, you might be waiting for someone to notice how talented you are, waiting for that perfect chance to come your way, waiting for everything to feel just right so you can finally go after the life you've always wanted. But here's the hard truth that nobody wants to tell you. Nobody cares about your dreams as much as you do. This isn't meant to hurt you, it's meant to wake you up. Because while you're sitting there hoping someone else will support your goals or give you the success you think you deserve, time is running out. Every second you spend waiting for others to believe in you is a second taken from your future. Every moment you wait to take action is a moment someone else is getting closer to the life you want. The painful reality is this: no one owes you anything. Not success, not recognition, not even a chance. The world doesn't care about your excuses, your fears, or your perfect plans. It only responds to action. And if you don't take action, someone else will. They'll take the opportunities you're too scared to go after. They'll build the business you keep talking about. They'll live the life you're only dreaming of. But here's the thing that might shock you. This hard truth isn't your enemy, it's actually your greatest gift. Because once you truly understand that no one is coming to save you, you'll discover something amazing. You have the power to save yourself. You don't need anyone's permission to be great. You don't need anyone's approval to start. You just need to begin. Welcome to Fluent English with Redio. We're not just here to help you learn English. We're here to walk beside you on your journey to becoming the person you were meant to be. Today, we're going to face some uncomfortable truths together. These truths might sting at first, but they will set you free. Because freedom comes when you stop waiting for others and start believing in yourself. Why you're still stuck, waiting for others to believe in you. Deep down, you know what you need to do. You know which habits you need to change, which risks you need to take, which dreams you need to chase. But instead of acting on what you know is right, you find yourself constantly looking for approval from others. You want your family to support your goals. You hope your friends will encourage your big dreams. You wait for your boss to see how valuable you are. This need for approval is slowly killing your dreams. You're training your mind to believe that you need permission from others to live your own life. But here's what successful people know. People will celebrate you after you win, not while you're still trying to decide if you should even try. Think about this. When Steve Jobs was building Apple in his garage, did he wait for big companies to tell him his ideas were brilliant? When Oprah was starting out as a young TV host, did she wait for the media world to give her permission to be amazing? They all understood something powerful. The only approval that truly matters is the approval you give yourself. The moment you decide you're worth success, the moment you believe in your own dreams, everything starts to change. Stop giving other people the power to decide if you're good enough. They're not living your life. They're not facing your challenges. They're not dreaming your dreams. Waiting for the right feeling. Here's another painful truth. You're waiting for motivation like it's some magic feeling that will make everything easy. You tell yourself you'll start exercising when you feel ready. You'll begin that business when you feel inspired. You'll chase your goals when everything feels perfect. But motivation lies to you. It comes and goes like the weather. One day, you feel like you can take on the world. The next day, you can barely get out of bed. If you're waiting for motivation to drive your success, you're building your future on something that disappears without warning. Successful people don't wait for the right feeling. They build discipline instead. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, scared, or unsure. Discipline shows up every single day, no matter what. It's what separates people who dream from people who actually achieve their dreams. When you depend on motivation, you're basically saying you'll only work on your goals when it feels good. But real growth doesn't happen when you're comfortable. Success doesn't come from doing things only when they're easy. The most important work you'll ever do will happen on the days when you least want to do it. Discipline is like a muscle. You can make it stronger every time you choose to work instead of being lazy, every time you push through when things get hard, every time you do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. You're building the strength that will carry you through anything. Motivation might help you start, but discipline will help you finish. Blaming everything else. The most dangerous trap of all is believing that your situation controls your future. You blame your childhood for your current problems. You blame your boss for not giving you a promotion. You blame the economy for your financial struggles. You blame bad luck for your failures. This way of thinking might feel good in the moment because it takes the pressure off you, but it's slowly destroying your life. When you blame outside forces for your problems, you're giving away your power. You're telling yourself that you're helpless, that you can't change anything, that you're just a victim of circumstances. But successful people think differently. They take full responsibility for their lives, even when things aren't their fault. This doesn't mean successful people never face challenges or unfair situations. Of course they do. The difference is in how they respond. Instead of spending time and energy complaining about what happened to them, they focus on what they can do about it. They ask better questions. Instead of, "Why did this happen to me?" they ask, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of, "Who can I blame?" they ask, "How can I grow?" Taking responsibility for your life is scary because it means you can't make excuses anymore. But it's also incredibly freeing because it means you have the power to change things. The moment you stop being a victim and start being the hero of your own story is the moment your life begins to transform. The solution: your path to freedom. Step 1. Save yourself. Here's the truth that might sting, but will set you free. No one is coming to save you. There's no perfect mentor who will solve all your problems. There's no magical opportunity that will change everything overnight. You have to save yourself. This isn't a punishment. It's actually the greatest gift you could ever receive. Because when you realize that you're responsible for your own success, you also realize that you have complete control over your destiny. You don't have to wait for anyone's permission. You don't have to hope someone else will notice you. You can start right now, exactly where you are, with what you have. The most successful people in the world all learned this lesson. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he created, but instead of waiting for someone to rescue him, he saved himself. He started new companies, learned from his mistakes, and eventually came back to Apple stronger than ever. That experience taught him that he could survive anything because he had the power to rebuild. Vera Wang didn't become a fashion designer until she was 40 years old. After being turned down for a job at Vogue, she could have given up on her dreams. Instead, she saved herself. She used her disappointment as fuel to create her own fashion empire. Today, she's one of the most respected designers in the world. Ray Kroc failed at many jobs before he discovered McDonald's at age 52. He could have accepted that he was just unlucky or that success wasn't meant for him. Instead, he saved himself. He took a small restaurant concept and turned it into the biggest fast food chain in the world. These people all learned the same lesson. When you stop waiting for someone else to save you and start saving yourself, amazing things become possible. You become your own biggest supporter. You become your own best coach. You become the person you've been waiting for. Step 2. Build discipline, not hope. Stop waiting for motivation to strike like lightning. Stop hoping that tomorrow you'll feel different, more energetic, more ready. Hope without action is just a pretty dream. Discipline without feeling is what builds real success. Discipline doesn't care about your emotions. It doesn't care if you're tired after a long day at work. It doesn't care if you feel discouraged by slow progress. It doesn't care if you're scared of failure. Discipline shows up anyway. It does the work that needs to be done, even when every part of you wants to quit. Think about the most successful people you know or admire. Do you think they only worked when they felt motivated? Do you think they only pushed forward when everything was going perfectly? Of course not. They built discipline like a muscle, getting stronger every day. Warren Buffett reads 500 to 1,000 pages every single day. He's been doing this for decades, not because he always feels like reading, but because he built the discipline to learn constantly. This habit made him one of the richest and most respected investors in the world. Stephen King writes every single day of the year, including his birthday and Christmas. He doesn't wait for inspiration. He doesn't wait until he feels creative. He sits down and writes because that's what professional writers do. His discipline has made him one of the most successful authors of all time. Jerry Seinfeld has a simple rule: don't break the chain. He writes comedy material every single day and marks an X on his calendar. His only goal is to not break the chain of daily work. This simple discipline helped him create one of the most successful TV shows ever. Discipline is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. It's what separates dreamers from doers. It's what makes the impossible possible. When you build discipline, you're not just working toward your goals, you're becoming the kind of person who achieves goals. Step 3. Work in silence. Stop telling everyone about your plans. Stop posting about your goals on social media. Stop talking about what you're going to do and start actually doing it. There's something powerful about working in silence and letting your success speak for itself. When you constantly talk about your plans, two dangerous things happen. First, you get a false sense of accomplishment from the positive feedback people give you. Your brain tricks you into thinking you've already achieved something just because you talked about it. Second, you open yourself up to doubt and negativity from people who don't believe in your vision. The most successful people understand this principle. They work quietly, consistently, and patiently. They don't need constant validation or encouragement from others. They find satisfaction in the work itself, in the small daily improvements that no one else sees. Successful people know that true achievement isn't about who's watching. It's about what you do when no one is watching. It's about the discipline you maintain in private. When you work in silence, you develop inner strength. You learn to trust your own judgment. You stop depending on others for motivation and start generating your own energy. You become self-sufficient in the most important way possible. Step 4. Build systems that work. Random effort leads to random results. If you want consistent success, you need consistent systems. You need to create routines and processes that automatically move you toward your goals, regardless of how you feel on any given day. Successful people don't just set goals, they create systems that make achieving those goals almost automatic. They break down big dreams into small, daily actions. They remove obstacles and distractions. Start by being completely clear about what you want to achieve. Don't be vague. Don't say, "I want to be successful" or "I want to be healthier." Be specific. Write down exactly what success looks like for you. The clearer your target, the easier it is to hit. Next, break that big goal into smaller pieces. What would you need to do this year to reach that goal? What would you need to do this month, this week, today? Keep breaking it down until you have simple, specific actions you can take right now. Then, remove anything that gets in your way. If you want to exercise more, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to eat healthier, get rid of junk food in your house. If you want to learn new skills, turn off your phone during study time. Make success easier and failure harder. Focus on progress, not perfection. You don't need to be perfect to make progress. You just need to be consistent. Small improvements every day add up to massive changes over time. Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect today. The goal is to be better than you were yesterday. Work harder. Push through every challenge. The power of consistency. The difference between successful people and everyone else isn't talent, luck, or connections. It's consistency. It's the ability to show up every single day and do the work, whether you feel like it or not. Most people work in bursts. They get excited about a goal and work hard for a few days or weeks. Then life gets busy, motivation fades, and they stop. They repeat this cycle over and over, never building real momentum. But successful people understand that consistency beats intensity every time. Cristiano Ronaldo is 39 years old, but still has the body and performance of someone half his age. How? For the past 15 years, he has never missed a day of training. Rain or shine, whether his team won or lost, whether he felt great or terrible, he showed up and did the work. This consistency made him one of the greatest athletes of all time. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been working out at 4 a.m. 6 days a week for over 20 years. He doesn't skip workouts when he's filming movies. He doesn't take breaks when he's traveling. He doesn't wait until he feels motivated. His consistency in the gym mirrors his consistency in his career, and both have made him incredibly successful. Consistency is powerful because it creates compound effects. Each day of work builds on the previous day. Each small improvement adds to the last one. Over months and years, these small daily efforts create massive results that seem impossible to people who only see the end product. When you commit to consistency, you're not just working toward your goals, you're training yourself to be reliable. You're proving to yourself that you can be trusted to follow through. This self-trust becomes the foundation for even bigger achievements. Developing a winner's mindset. Your mindset determines everything. It's the lens through which you see every challenge, every setback, every opportunity. People with a winning mindset don't avoid problems. They see problems as chances to grow stronger. When Elon Musk was building Tesla and SpaceX, everyone told him he was crazy. Electric cars would never work. Private space companies were impossible. He faced failure after failure, came close to bankruptcy multiple times, and worked 80 to 100 hours a week while sleeping at the office. But he never gave up because he saw each challenge as a step toward his vision. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Many people would have seen this as proof that they weren't good enough. But Jordan used this rejection as fuel. He practiced harder than anyone else. He turned his pain into power. That failure became the foundation of his greatness. Jeff Bezos left a high-paying job on Wall Street to sell books from his garage. People thought he was throwing his life away. For years, Amazon barely made money, but Bezos had a winner's mindset. He saw beyond the present struggles to the future possibilities. He was willing to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term success. A winner's mindset means believing that every setback is setting you up for a comeback. It means understanding that the struggle isn't a sign you're on the wrong path. The struggle is the path. Time is your most valuable asset. Time doesn't wait for anyone. While you're making excuses, someone else is making progress. While you're waiting for the right moment, someone else is creating their moment. Every successful person understands that time is the only resource you can never get back. You can lose money and earn it again. You can lose relationships and build new ones. You can lose opportunities and create better ones. But once time is gone, it's gone forever. J.K. Rowling was a single mother living on welfare when she started writing Harry Potter. She could have told herself she didn't have time to write. She could have waited until her life was easier, until she had more money, until she felt more confident. Instead, she wrote whenever she could find a few spare moments. She turned her struggles into stories. That decision to use her time wisely changed not just her life, but the lives of millions of readers around the world. Colonel Sanders was 62 years old when he started KFC. Most people that age are thinking about retirement, not starting a business. He was rejected 1,009 times before someone agreed to use his chicken recipe. But he understood that his age wasn't an excuse. It was a reason to move faster, not slower. Time is democratic, rich or poor, young or old, educated or not. Everyone gets the same 24 hours each day. The difference between successful people and everyone else is how they use those hours. They don't waste time on things that don't matter. They invest time in things that will create the future they want. Stop saying you don't have time. You have the same amount of time as everyone else who has ever achieved anything great. The question isn't whether you have time. The question is what you're doing with the time you have. Live a life of purpose. Find your why. Success without purpose is just fancy failure. You can achieve all your goals, make all the money, and get all the recognition in the world. But if you don't know why you're doing it, you'll still feel empty inside. Purpose gives your efforts meaning. It gives you strength when things get difficult. It gives you direction when you feel lost. Your purpose doesn't have to change the world, but it has to change you. It has to be something that gets you out of bed in the morning, something that keeps you going when everyone else quits, something that makes all the hard work feel worth it. Some people find purpose in their family. They work hard to give their children a better life than they had. Some people find purpose in their art. They create because they have something important to say. Some people find purpose in helping others. They build businesses or charities that solve real problems. The key is to find something bigger than yourself. When your goals are only about you, it's easy to give up when things get tough. But when your goals are connected to something larger, you find strength you didn't know you had. Purpose also gives you clarity. When you know why you're working so hard, it becomes easier to make decisions. It becomes easier to stay focused on what really matters. Take time to think about what drives you. What problems do you want to solve? What would you regret not doing if your time was running out? What value will you create? These answers will point you toward your purpose. Action is the cure for fear. Fear is normal. Everyone feels afraid when they're trying to do something that matters, something that could change their life. The difference between successful people and everyone else isn't that successful people don't feel fear, it's that they take action despite the fear. Fear tries to protect you, but it often protects you from exactly what you need most. It protects you from taking risks, but growth requires risk. It protects you from failure, but failure is how you learn. It protects you from discomfort, but comfort is where dreams go to die. The only way to overcome fear is to face it directly, not by thinking about it, not by planning for it, not by waiting for it to go away. By taking action in spite of it. Every time you act despite your fear, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. You build courage like a muscle, and it gets stronger each time you use it. Remember, courage isn't about not being afraid. You feel the fear, but still do what's needed. Taking that first step, even when the whole staircase is hidden, is what real courage looks like. Action doesn't just cure fear, it creates confidence. It opens doors you didn't even know existed. The life you want is waiting on the other side of your fear, but you'll never reach it by standing still. Become your best self. Push yourself harder than anyone else will. The difference between successful people and everyone else isn't luck, talent, or connections. It's the willingness to demand more from themselves than anyone else would ever ask. Successful people set higher standards. They put in longer hours, take on bigger challenges, and refuse to settle for good enough. Most people wait for someone else to push them. They wait for a boss to give them more responsibility. They wait for a coach to make them work harder. They wait for circumstances to force them to grow. But successful people push themselves. They don't need external pressure because they create their own. The most successful people in history all shared this trait. They were never satisfied with average. They always wanted to improve, to grow, to become better than they were yesterday. This internal drive is what separated them from everyone else. You have to become your own biggest challenger. You have to set goals that scare you a little. You have to demand excellence from yourself even when no one else is watching. Because the person you become in the process of pushing yourself is worth more than any external reward. Become unstoppable. Being unstoppable doesn't mean you never fall down. It means you always get back up. It doesn't mean you never fail. It means you never quit. Unstoppable people look at obstacles differently. Problems become puzzles to solve. Barriers turn into challenges to overcome. Muhammad Ali lost fights, but he never lost his belief in himself. Thomas Edison's inventions failed thousands of times before they worked. Oprah Winfrey was born into poverty and faced discrimination, but she never let circumstances define her limits. What makes someone unstoppable is their mindset. They understand that setbacks are temporary, but giving up is permanent. They know that every expert was once a beginner. They believe that if someone else has done something, they can learn to do it too. Being unstoppable also means being willing to stand alone. It's believing in your vision even when others doubt, working on your goals even when friends and family don't understand, and staying comfortable with being different because you know that's what creates extraordinary results. The world needs more unstoppable people. They refuse to accept limitations. They keep going when others quit and turn their biggest challenges into their greatest strengths. The question is, are you ready to become one of them? Create your legacy. Every day you're alive, you're writing your story. Every choice you make, every action you take, every moment you choose courage over comfort, you're creating the legacy you'll leave behind. The question isn't whether you'll leave a legacy. Everyone leaves something behind. The question is, what kind of legacy will it be? Will people remember you as someone who made excuses or someone who made things happen? Will they remember you as someone who gave up when things got tough or someone who found a way through every obstacle? Will they remember you as someone who played it safe or someone who dared to dream big? Legacy isn't only about big achievements. It's shaped by the small daily choices that reveal who you really are, by how you treat people when no one important is watching, by whether you keep promises to yourself, and by the person you actually become. The most powerful legacies inspire others to believe in themselves. They show that ordinary people can do extraordinary things if they're willing to work for it. Think about the people who have influenced your life the most. Chances are they were people who believed in something bigger than themselves and worked every day to make it real. You have the same opportunity. Every day you choose to work on yourself, to pursue your goals, to be better than you were yesterday. You're inspiring someone else to do the same. Your growth gives other people permission to grow. Your success shows them what's possible. Start thinking about the impact you want to have. What problems do you want to solve? What kind of example do you want to set? What would you want people to say about how you lived your life? These questions will guide you toward creating a legacy worth leaving. You are stronger than you know. Right now, you might be feeling overwhelmed. You might be thinking about all the work ahead of you, all the changes you need to make, all the challenges you'll have to face. That's normal. Everyone feels this way when they first realize how much power they actually have over their own life. But here's what I want you to remember. You are so much stronger than you know. The same strength that got you through your past challenges is still inside you. It's waiting to help you build the future you want. You don't need to become a different person to achieve your dreams. You just have to become the best version of yourself. Every person who has ever achieved anything significant started exactly where you are right now. They had doubts, they had fears, they had obstacles. The only difference was that they decided to take action instead of being afraid and waiting for someone else to prove to them that they could do it. You have everything you need to get started. You don't need perfect conditions, extra time, money, or support. What you need is to take action right now to achieve your dreams. The path won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Every step you take toward your goals makes you stronger. Every challenge you overcome builds your confidence. Don't wait for someone else to believe in you. Believe in yourself. Your dreams are waiting for you. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. Your journey starts now. Remember, nobody cares about your dreams as much as you do, and that's actually the greatest gift you could receive. Because it means you don't need anyone's permission to chase them. You just need your own commitment to see it through. The pain you feel right now, the frustration with where you are, and the hunger for something better are not your enemy. They are your fuel. Use them to power the changes you want, build the discipline you need, and create the life you deserve. You are stronger than you know. If you found value in today's video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Fluent English with Radio. We're here to help you improve your English while discovering powerful strategies for personal growth and success. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest content. We have many more motivational and educational videos coming your way, covering topics that will help you build the life you've always dreamed of. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. At Fluent English with Radio, we're here to cheer you on as you learn, grow, and become the best version of yourself. We believe in your potential and will keep sharing the inspiration you need to succeed. We'll be here, walking alongside you on this journey, providing the motivation and guidance you need to become the person you were meant to be. Keep practicing your English, keep building your discipline, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Small steps lead to big changes, and every day is a new opportunity to move closer to your goals.